Go. Go. And my childhood was quite of an odd one, to be honest. So first off, my bedroom was just like 4 white freaking walls. I slept in front of mirrors. I hated it, by the way. The only like good thing that I really liked was I was able to collect dolls, and I surrounded myself with dolls. When I woke up, there was actually a doll, like 3 or 5 dolls on my nightstand to my left, and then there were more dolls to my other nightstand to my right, and then I slept in front of a giant like vanity mirror, right? And guess what? The vanity mirror was also full of dolls. And then the first thing that I've ever archived was actually a story on Bloody Mary. I was about a child, so I read Bloody Mary, and I actually believed it. It was an urban legend. Well, I mean, she's also a real person, honestly, but the urban legend of Bloody Mary scared the crap out of me because I slept in front of a mirror. So I feared that if I said, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, if I said that, she might appear. Because of this, every time I went to sleep, I actually slept with the covers on top of me. I would not let any ounce of my skin show. I didn't care if it was 100 degrees or like 150 degrees. I refused to leave. I hid everything, even my toes. Okay, so this habit was a little bit bad, to be honest. I actually suffocated a few times, I think. I'm not really sure if it's true suffocation, but it could have been, I think, sleep paralysis. Or maybe, so when you're growing up, your residual lung volume is different. Like, you start off small, right? You kind of need all that oxygen. Well, I slept with a bunch of covers on top of me because I was so scared of Bloody Mary. So I took the risk of suffocating in my sleep than being exposed in the night. It's okay, I'm fine now. I mean, I'm alive. I've died multiple times, but I'm nice. So I kept this up, essentially, until I grew a little bit out of it. And then, like, even if I sleep under the covers now, I don't think I suffocate anymore. I think it was either sleep paralysis or I really truly was suffocating. It's hard to guess. Man, you know, now that I think about it, my childhood was kind of screwed up. In my youth, I had a toaster. It was a toaster that served my family for generations. Little Shiori, let's just call her Little Shiori so you do not judge me hard. Naturally, a toaster toast, right? You put bread in there. Bread usually is the sliced kind, the flat one. Little Shiori wanted her potato bread, and instead of using, for example, an oven toaster or it's some other sort of oven thing, she shoved them into the toaster. And while the little toaster that could toasted things, she started smelling a burning smell coming out of it. And she thought, is it toasting right? Try to kind of wiggle it a little so it doesn't burn. So this version of Shiori, she took a knife or a fork. Either way, it doesn't matter. It was metal. And she reached inside to stab the bread to kind of wiggle it around, and then there was a spark that happened. There was a little bit of a spark, which she did not seem to care. But she was not hurt. However, the little toaster that could, it no longer could. And she thought, oh dear, how will I explain this to my parental units? And then the next day, after eating some darn good freaking potato bread that was nicely toasted with a slight bit of burning, her parents came up to her and I asked, you know, this toaster has been around for quite a long time now. I guess it was only a matter of time for it to not toast anymore. And Shiori smiled, and she looked at them with a straight face. She said, yeah, that makes sense. It's been here for like years. And they said, yeah, we're gonna get a new one. It's gonna cost us money, but, you know, toasting. So, yeah, I guess I destroyed my toaster before. I was totally a child when I did this. When I was a child, first off, I lived in the sector. The sector had 2 areas, the garden district and the residential zone. I don't remember having a playmate. And my mother was quite intimidating, maybe? I don't know why I didn't ask her to play with me. Maybe she was busy. I had this fake stethoscope. I had the plastic doctor equipment, right? The tweezers. We actually grew up quite poor, to be honest. I'm fine now, though. instead of being a normal child, going out to ask for someone to play doctor with or something, in the corner of my mother's bedroom were 2 dead flies. Little Shiori pulled out her microscope and she proceeded to play doctor with them. Naturally, they had no heartbeat, but Shiori had no one else to play with, and she had tweezers and she picked them up. So that was just a little story. Alright, so this was me when I was very young, like essentially toddler. Why I was given a purple bracelet that easily broke. You know, you're not supposed to give kids anything that can be eaten. So, purple bracelet broke. Instead of eating it, I put it up my nose. And then it got stuck there. So my mother had to take me to the ER. And I remember lying down looking up at the ceiling, right? It's like, what's going on? No, they're pulling out the tweezers. Just like the time I played with the dead flies. Am I a dead fly now? And then they got it out. But I distinctly remember going to the emergency room or something along with that line. And then when I got home, oh well, lo and behold, there were more beads to be picked up. There were more purple beads. They were shiny. So I put them up my nose. I put them up my nose again, but this time I did that thing where you blow your nose like, it worked. You know, never did it again. You know, thinking about it, perhaps I did not have the best supervision, but I do love my parents. I love them a lot. At the time of living in the sector, my father worked in, I suppose you can call it the big city. He worked in the big city, he'd come home and just... No, he didn't come home. He wasn't exactly out for milk either, but he would send money to us. So it was really just my mother who looked after the rapscallion that I was. No, it's okay. Well, my parents they're well and dandy, they're together. So we grew up poor, right? At least for that time period. Every year I'm surprised I didn't do anything stupid with my Christmas presents. Every year I received Play-Doh. We didn't have a tree or anything like that. Just a red stocking for me, my mother, and my grandmother. I surprisingly did not eat it. You know, of all things to eat, you would think that a child would eat the freaking Play-Doh they received every year, huh? Put it up my nose. No, not this time. Okay, so do you know that thing with The Shining? The Shining meme where there's the woman and she's hiding in the bathroom and then this guy is axing the door. He's like, here's Johnny. Huh? My mother did that to me, but she was not going, here's Johnny. I did not know how locks worked. We had a very fragile door. You could easily just punch into it, really. It was that thin. And there was a lock I messed with and I didn't understand I messed with it. I was probably a toddler, I'm pretty sure. She used something to open the door. Here's mommy. Here's mommy. No, I think she used a knife, actually. I accidentally locked my mother out. But it was just a bathroom, really. In the sector that I lived in, we didn't have things the way that you do in the bathroom. For example, the toilet were actually those Asian ones. The ones you crouch down to. And I remember there was this girl who is questionably my friend, who also could have been a bully, I don't know. I've never been bullied outside that one girl, really. If that was even bullying, I don't remember. We were children, you see. In the private preschool that we were in, which was what took up most of the money, I guess. We were both in the same bathroom for some reason. There was no stalls. It was literally just one bathroom for everyone. And it was the squatting one. I don't know why. I'm trying to discern the reason, but she just squatted and didn't even aim for the thing. And then all the liquid started coming towards me and I felt like I was about to get attacked. I started freaking out. I was like, let me out. We were children. I don't know why that happened, but it was a very distinct memory and she was just laughing at me. And little Shiori did not understand why this was happening. All she knew was that a dangerous, mysterious liquid was heading towards her way because I guess the floor was not that flat and it was heading straight towards me. So I ran out the door and I called for the teacher. We had no washing machine. From what I remember, no washing machine, no dryer. We had a freaking washboard, and my mother worked very hard. Oh, it was just how I grew up, okay? Times are a lot better now. And then for bathing, So I was still small at the time, right? We didn't have bathtubs. I was tiny enough to take a bath in like a bucket. And so my mom would just like prepare a bucket, just pour in water, and like she fits. She just dropped me in and like, see ya. So I used to be able to fit in a bucket. I can't fit in a bucket anymore unless it's a very large bucket.